Hi, folks. How we doing? Hope all is well with you. Donnie here. It's time for podcast number two. Donnie says something. That's right. Before I proceed on, I'd like to thank the folks who viewed my first one, which was all about eye health and getting those cataracts out of your eyes. I hope it helped out a lot of people as I spread that my podcast around. And if you having some eye problems, cataracts, get those cataracts out of your eyes ASAP. And also, as part of the Great 8 Eye Movement, do this every 8th day of every month. Check your eyes. Do this. And do that to you. If you see if everything's okay, you're good. If you see any significant eye loss or eye problems, contact your eye doctor and please do that. All right. Okay. Now it's time to talk about what we're going to talk about, which is Dallas Cowboy football. We'll be quick about this, but Cowboys got another tough season, and it's going to be filled with heartbreaker losses and cardiac victories. And Dak and the Cowboys, they need to buckle up. Like I said, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. And it starts in Cleveland. Cowboys take on the Browns, the team with the pixie. And they'll be in that dog pound. And it's Tom Brady's debut as a football analyst on Fox. So a whole lot of things going to happen on that day, and the Cowboys won't overcome it. In short, they'll lose game number one. So they'll start the season 0-1. Now, Cowboys will come home, take on the Who Dats from New Orleans, and I think they'll bounce back nicely. This one, Cowboys will score up the season at 1-1. And then Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to roll into town. And Lamar Jackson's going to run the Dallas Cowboys into the ground. That game's going to be a challenge, and it's going to be tough. And the Cowboys are going to lose this one. So after 3 games, 1-2. And then they hit the road. They take on New York, the Giants. If there's one team that the Cowboys could rely on to get a win, it's the Giants. After all, they pretty much dominate the action every time they play them. And the Cowboys are going to win that game in the Meadowlands. And then they'll come, after they stay on the road, they take on Pittsburgh, the Steelers, and those waving terrible towels, the black and the gold. This one's going to be a tough one. Now, Zeke Elliott had one of his big games against Pittsburgh, and he might have another big game, but the Cowboys will come away with a loss in that one. So, after 5 games, Cowboys are 2-3. And then they take on the Lions. Now, the Detroit Lions, they're not going to sneak up on anybody like they did last year. I mean, everybody's going to know about them. And they'll have all kinds of schemes and everything to stop the Lions, and the Cowboys are no exception. And they're going to do the same, and they're going to come away with a win. Remember, it took a controversial play for the Cowboys to sneak a victory away. And there might not be any controversies, but the Cowboys are going to win that game. So, after 6 games before the bye week, Cowboys will be 3-3. That pretty much sets the table for what's to come for the rest of the season. There's, like I said, a lot of heartbreaker losses, cardiac victories in this one. Now, something I want to do during the season on my podcast, I call it 3 bullets. It's like 3 points that we take away from each podcast that I do. So let's start with bullet number 1, Mike Zimmer. he comes back to the Cowboys for the second go round, and he's going to try to fix a defense that sprung some leaks. And the key is that holding off opponents late, especially that game against Miami. The Cowboys had that game, I would say won, but Dak Prescott rallied the Cowboys to, to a potential win, only to have Miami to get away with a field goal win. And that's one of many things that might need to get fixed. Second bullet point, Zeke Elliott, his second go round with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, does he have enough in the tank for him to make a difference on his team? I think he does, but the key to him having a big season is bullet point number 3, Cowboy offensive line. And they're struggling early. Let's see. Tyler Guyton, he's the first round draft pick from Oklahoma. He's been having problems out there in the training camp, and the coaches are trying to get himself right. It hasn't been good. It hasn't been easy for Tyler, who's trying to get himself adjusted to life in the NFL, and he needs to get right because everything relies on the offensive line. Dallas Cowboys, and they need him. He needs to come through as a first-round draft pick should. So, with that in mind, and I'm trying to think here. Oh yeah, another bullet point. And Jerry Jones said something about this. CeeDee Lamb, he hasn't signed the contract yet, and Jerry Jones said he's in no hurry to get that deal done. You want to know what CD said? Actually, he said on the Twitter, he said LOL in capital letters. Yes, drama with the Dallas Cowboys. You always rely on it. Anyway, well, in the background, I apologize, but I got the Olympics going on. And it's been a great Olympic run for the last 2 weeks. I mean, I'm going to miss it waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, watching Olympic games and stuff. And one thing I look forward to the Olympics, just like the Super Bowl, the commercials. And I found 2 of the worst commercials during the Olympic run. First commercial, worst commercial, Quilted Northern. And they used one of the worst songs from the 80s for this. Ever heard of Starships and We Built This City? Well, how about We Built This Toilet Tissue? They used that. I'm surprised. And second worst commercial is for Donnie. And they used Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart for this commercial. Couldn't he just hurry up and do this when we had an eclipse? Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, this is a quick one. A quick podcast. Just want to chat with you. Hope all is well in the world. Hope everything's good. And when we come back to you around, I guess, mid-September, we're going to talk Dallas Cowboy football the second half after the bye week. And there's going to be some heartbreaker losses and some cardiac victories. And there's some things going on as we proceed on. Will Dak Prescott, will he get his money? Will Zeke Elliott come through? And will Coach Mike McCarthy? This is his tester season. Will he do enough to still hang around with the Dallas Cowboys? This is a very interesting season coming up, and this is the type of stuff that keeps ESPN going, because every time the Dallas Cowboys make news, they spend at least half a show or any show talking about the Pokes. Anyway, we are going to, at least I'll be back next month as we talk cowboy football and anything else that pops up. So, with that in mind, I'll see you next month as we talk everything and anything sports, entertainment, and on occasion, life. As Donnie says, something continues. You have a great day, all right? Take care. I'll see you next time.